Bueno, what's up guys? It's me, Marissa. Welcome back to my channel. I tried to be a woman of my word. I told you guys I was gonna continue a part 2 from last week's video. So this is the part 2, getting over breakups. Now before I jump into this, I do want to point out that my advice is not for the weak. I'm going to be blunt and stern to get my point across because my feelings are very strong when regards to this topic. I want to make this video as short as possible, but I also want it to be very informative. I hope that this advice benefits you as much as it's benefited me in the past, present, and future. Remember, never settle for anybody. You deserve the world, nothing less. So I'm going to be talking about two sides of getting over a breakup. One side is being the person who broke up with that person, and the other side is being the person who got broken up with. I'm gonna kind of flip-flop around back and forth between the two, but I'll make sure that we stay on track and I'll make sure that I'm very clear with everything that I have to say. If you're getting over a breakup, you have to better yourself. So I have so much information that I want to share, but I'm gonna try to cut it down into this short video, so let's get started. If you're the person that's going to be doing the breaking up, you want to make sure that that's really something that you want to do before you do it. I personally recommend a pros and cons list. If the cons list outweighs the pros list, then obviously you know what you have to do. And if the pros list outweighs the cons list, then you pretty much realize that you were overreacting, and that pretty much takes care of that. So after you've done your pros and cons list and your cons list outweighs your pros, and you finally decided that you really are going to break up with that person, you got to be ready for the aftermath. Are you going to be strong enough to ignore their calls? Are you going to be strong enough to not reply back to their texts? Are you going to be strong enough to not get back together with them? It's going to be hard. You know, breakups are hard. Whether they end on good terms or bad terms, they're hard either way. If you really feel like you're not strong enough to prepare for the aftermath, then I definitely do not recommend breaking up with that person, because if you're not going to be strong enough for the aftermath, it's like you're not even going to break up. You guys are going to get back together. Trust me, I don't need to hear some bullshit ass story as to why y'all got back together. You're still repeating the same cycle. You're still going to be unhappy and disappointed in the relationship that you're in because you didn't want to be in it. If you feel that you're really not that strong enough to commit to this breakup, then don't watch this video. Come back when you're done with the bullshit and you want the relationship to end. Then continue to watch this video. Told you I was gonna be blunt. Once you actually break up with this person, you have to stick to your decision. Now, there are different types of reasons where you could break up with the person, whether it be long distance, loss of interest, cheating, whether it was you or your partner, family issues, the list goes on. But it all comes down to being done with the bullshit and being ready to move on. After you break up with that person, you have to create a distance. What I mean specifically by that is seeing each other. That has to stop immediately. Now, don't get me wrong. I know y'all are still gonna find a way to text each other, call each other, Snapchat each other, video chat each other, whatever. I get it. Y'all are still gonna find a way to, have that contact with each other. And after a few days after your breakup, when it's still fresh, that's fine and dandy. I give you permission to talk to them. But after a certain point, that communication has to slow down. And you gotta cut them off for a few days. So after y'all break up and y'all did y'all sorry talk, is what I like to call it. And basically sorry talk is after the breakup, y'all start talking, trying to see if you can work things out. That kind of talk where it's like you still have feelings for each other, but then you're still broken up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have to explain sorry talk. Like, y'all know. I just gave it a label. It's called sorry talk. So after y'all had y'all sorry talk, and this is probably gonna be the hardest part, you gotta stop the communication for 3 days. Have no contact with each other for 3 days. Just 3 days. If you think you can't wait the 3 days to talk to them, then this breakup is gonna be almost impossible to overcome. I mean, I get it. You're human, I'm human, you have feelings, I have feelings. I get it. But you know what? If I was in a relationship and I wasn't happy anymore, and I would be getting so tired of the same bullshit over and over and over and over again, thinking that it's okay to feel shitty, thinking that it's okay to feel worthless. Like, no, no, you are not worthless. You deserve more. You deserve the world. Never settle. That's why you gotta cut off that communication. Trust me, in those 3 days, you'll get more answers than you've ever thought you'd get before. Now, if you're the person who's getting broken up with and you didn't want to break up with them, or this is not something that you were expecting, you're gonna have different feelings, obviously, and dealing with it is totally different. Maybe you didn't want to break up with them, maybe you did want to break up with them and they beat you to the punch, and since they beat you to the punch, your feelings did a complete 180, and now you want to get back together with them, and now you want to make it work. But there's a way to handle that type of breakup too. Me personally, if I'm the one who's getting broken up with, I always feel like if you're getting broken up with, it's blindsided. Whether you see it coming or not, it's still blindsided. If you're in a relationship and you think that it's going good, obviously you're blindsided like that. But if you're in a relationship that's a little bit rocky and you have that feeling that you kind of want to break up, and you have that feel, like me personally, if I have that feeling that I want to break up with that person and they broke up with me first, I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? I'm supposed to be breaking up with you. You're not supposed to be breaking up, Like, that's how I feel about it. So I'm angry, They stole my freaking power to break up with them. So that already, makes me upset. If you're the person who got broken up with, I recommend starting that 3-day disconnection from them right then and there. Right then and there, because they broke up with you. They didn't appreciate you. You gave them everything that you could, and they spit on that. They didn't appreciate that. You were giving them the world and they were giving you nothing. So I would say cut off that communication right then and there. And after you've had your sorry text and stuff like that, which could probably last for like maybe a few days, maybe depending on how angry you are. But yeah, cut off that communication for the 3 days. You'll still get answers too, trust me. Something that correlates together with getting over a breakup, both sides, is support. Whether that be from your friends, your family, whatever. Because everybody is there for you. Everybody goes through breakups. And it's really good to have that support system because it really, really helps you get through the hard times. Try to get back into the social life with social people and social gatherings, because it was just you and him for a while, or you and her for a while, and you miss so much sometimes. You do. Another thing you can do to get over a breakup is find a hobby. Do something that is positive, that's gonna change your life for the better. Do something that is gonna distract you, but a healthy distraction. So all that what I was just telling you is the things that you should be doing while those 3 days are happening, while you're cutting off the 3 days with your significant other. You're gonna need something to do because you're gonna be thinking about them 24/7. So for those 3 days, you have to distract yourself. I recommend the easy thing is hanging out with friends or your family. Like, that's a huge distraction, and it's always the best. Like, you always have a good time when you when you hang out with the people that you love. Always. So after the 3 days of you guys not communicating to each other, you can text them back on the 4th day. I will allow you that. You can text them back on the 4th day, and you can, be that person and ask them how they're doing. I mean, I'm not that person. Honestly, if I broke up with you or if you broke up with me, I don't give a shit about how you live your life or what you do. You wanted me out of your life. I wanted you out of my life. So, I wish you the best, but I don't really want to be friends with you. Me personally, I can't really be friends with an ex because, I mean, if they couldn't be a good boyfriend to me, they're not going to be a good friend to me. You know what I mean? That's how I just feel about, me being friends with my exes, I guess. So it just goes to show you what type of guys that I like, not good ones. Anyways, there are other people who have exes who are, they're still their best friend and they still have a husband, which is so cool. That's awesome. There's 2 outcomes that come after the 3-day mark. And that 4th day, when you decide to text them back, or if you don't decide to text them back, those are your 2 options. On that 4th day, when you text them, trust me, they'll text you back. Like, they will. Like, no question. Like, it might take maybe a couple hours or maybe a day, but they'll text you back. Like, no worries. They will text you back. And that's when you guys can start going over what happened. And that's when you can get closure, and you'll feel a lot better once that's out. Maybe you might start to like catch feelings again, but I don't think so. Like, if you've made it this far, if you didn't text them for the 3 days and you made it this far, it's gonna be good. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Maybe you guys might decide that you're still gonna keep in contact with each other, and that's fine, as long as you're happy and you're happy with the decision that you made. I still recommend not seeing each other after the 3 days and after you get the closure, because when you see each other, it's like starting at step 1 again. All the feelings start rushing back. You touch them, you hold them, you hug them, you kiss them, you fuck them, Like, a whole bunch of stuff can happen. So I still recommend not seeing each other at least for like a month, 3 weeks. Now, if you're the person who got broken up with and you did the 3-day not contacting thing, You can text them back on the 4th day as well, and like I said, just like the last one, they will contact you back, whether that be in a day or in a couple hours or in a minute. They will text you back, and again, that's where you can get closure, and you get the closure that you get. But the thing is, the person who was broken up with, I can't speak for I can't really speak for the person who broke up with you, you know? They can't say that they watched my video and saw the both sides of it, you know? Like, if that person who broke up with you didn't go through my steps and, you know, really didn't think about that this is something that they wanted to do, that this is something that they could really, like, you know, do, that commit to, they might want to get back together with you after the 3 days. But it's all what makes you happy at the end of the day. Whether they broke up with you and you thought about it after the 3 days that you didn't contact them, that maybe you really don't want to talk to them, maybe you really don't want to be with them, then you have to put your foot down and you have to stand your ground. Like, no, you made this decision to break up with me, so, you know, this is what you're getting and this is what you want. But if they broke up with you and you weren't expecting it, and you didn't talk to them for the 3 days, and on that 4th day you still want to get back together with them, then by all means, you know, go with your gut. If you feel like you can make it work again, then try to make it work again. That's another video that we have to talk about. Going back to a relationship that, you know, is kind of doomed, or going back to a relationship that, you know, wasn't good, I have to save that for a whole other video. Me personally, it takes me like a few months to get over a breakup, like to really get over a breakup. I do follow the advice that I give myself when it comes to breaking up, because like I said, you should never settle. You know, you deserve the world, and if they're not giving you the world, fuck them. Like I said, I'm human, you're human, I have feelings, you have feelings. But you have to be strong at the end of the day. You have to do what's best for you. If you guys like this video, make sure you give me that thumbs up. I hope this wasn't too long. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope I give you as much information that you need. If you are currently getting over a breakup, if you are going to break up with somebody, if you just got broken up with, if you're in a relationship and you're thinking about breaking up, which hopefully is not the case, but still, this is good information to know for future reference. Share it with your friends, share it with your mom, share it with your dad, share it with whoever. I freaking love this. Like, I'm getting so much more comfortable with you guys. Oh my goodness, I'm actually becoming like a YouTuber. Oh my gosh. Okay. If you guys liked my advice, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Friday. I will see you next week for more videos.